Here's the disclaimer. This is for educational purposes only. This is not financial advice. Cryptocurrencies are risky. Do your due diligence and invest at your own risk. You can lose money. What's up, everyone? My name is J Tragic Jeffrey. Welcome to Crypto Plunder, where there will be no champagne sipping, crypto pumping. I can only give you the real la 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 in the crypto world. Today is January 1st, 2018. First thing I want to say is Happy New Year to everyone. It's a new year. I took some time off to spend time with the family, as I said I would probably do. I said I would try to do a video, but yeah, no. Plus, there was so much going on. Readjustments having to be made all over the place. For this coming year, what we're to make our decisions. You'll also notice our Bitcoin energy consumption index. We've been watching. If you see my videos, you see I watch it consistently because I'm watching to see this weakness. You know, we're seeing a lot of people running to other coins, and mining that instead of Bitcoin. And Bitcoin now, its meteoric rise, where it's just rising, is now doing this step, run, step, this run, step, and then a little bit of a run, and then now this flattening and a little bit of a dip. So we're starting to see a little bit of dippage in the energy that's being used to mine Bitcoin. So that leads us into understanding that the Bitcoin, it's not weakness to say, oh well, people are not mining Bitcoin anymore. It just means that people don't see the profitability to be in here, or they're moving to other coins to mine, right? They're using their hardware to mine other coins. So you're starting to see the meteoric rise where, during the summer when we talked about it, you just saw the straight line going just like this. Well, now you're starting to see the flattening out. All right. So for us, it's not really a worrying time. There's a lot going on, right? Which then when you look at the charts, our seasons of Bitcoin, as you know, we've been watching it. We said at the last video, I said, hey, expect towards the end of December to potentially see a little weakness because we're looking for our January dip. Well, I mean, it came early, and you'll see I'm marking a few things here. This is in purple. This new thing that I've added to the chart, to the seasons of Bitcoin, is the civil war between Bitcoin Cash and BTC. This is what this dip is. That's what this dip meant. This was the civil war. The one I said, if anything, watch what Bitcoin Cash, I said in my last video, watch Bitcoin Cash. Watch what Bitcoin Cash does. And then the announcements came up about the debit card that they were running and everything else. And all this news basically was saying, oh, everybody's running to Bitcoin Cash. Boop. The people who were early investors started cashing out. People were selling off their Bitcoin to go into alts, into Bitcoin Cash as well. So you saw a dramatic dip, and then fear pulled it down. Now, this is what I'm considering now, this new potential signal here. I am calling this the Christmas effect. I actually need to move my arrow just a little bit. There we go. Well, actually, one more. There we go. Let's save that. But right here, I'm calling this the Christmas effect. I think right here, people are going to be selling off every year now to be able to buy Christmas presents, right? That is what I believe. From here on out, we're probably going to have this Christmas dip. Because we got to deal with, this is not an investment, right? As I've been saying, we don't buy Bitcoin, we earn it. You don't buy your crypto, you earn it, right? So we had our November run, which I already said to I told you that we have our November dip, which we had. Then I said we're going to go with a November to December run up, which it consistently did. We would have a run up, and we would then close out the year at higher highs from the run up. Well, even though we had this dramatic dip, guess what we did? We still closed out at higher highs, exactly like I said. Now, of course, nobody expected this civil war to happen, which would pull the dip down, because if we did not have this, I think we could have easily blown past the 2,000 mark. We already hit it. I said we'd probably be at 2,000 by the end of the year, 20,000, excuse me, not 2,000, but 20,000 by the end of the year. We did touch the 20,000. They got worried. Civil war hit. Boom, dropped it down. Now we're looking at our January dip. I still was waiting on this January dip, and we're now seeing the signs of the dip happening. That within the first few weeks of January, we would see a dip. Now, because of everything that's going on, we're going to probably go down to maybe even here is a decent bounce point. You know, we might go down to about this and then run off, or we might find some other support level somewhere else and run back up. But right now, I'm looking for our January dip. We should be in it or about to get in it next week. I believe we should be going into the January, full-fledged January dip. Yeah, the 1.8. Because here, this was 1.9, this one was where is that? 1.11, and this was the end of January, so I don't have any other data before that as far as where we are in GDAX. So we're looking at this January, we're looking for our January dip, you know, and that leads me kind of to how I feel about certain things that's happening in this 2018 new year in crypto. There's a storm coming in 2018, and part of that storm is what we're going to have to deal with the tax man. All right, new laws were passed. I'm not going to go deep into it. One, because I looked over the last few days. I've been hunting, and I know a lot of forums, Facebook groups, inside the East Coast Crypto Discord room. There's a lot of chatter going on. I unplugged for a reason, because I wanted to see what was going on and how we're going. You know, what do I have to deal with taxes? And, you know, they passed some new laws to say, oh, for one exchange, which is, you know, if you had one piece of real estate property, because they want to say that this is real estate, and that if it's real estate, they wanted to A, kind of say it's a commodity, B, kind of say it's a little bit like real estate, and but by the same token, it's a currency, but wait, it's technology. They don't know, but they want to tax something they can't understand. So, and like I said, I'm not going to go too deep into it until I finish my research. And I also have to deal with a few tax professionals to kind of get a little bit more in depth. But from a few of the people that I respect, they understand what the government's trying to do. But at the same time, since the government doesn't understand the technology, how can you tax this? Right? So first things first, the new law, in my eyes, is not even doable. They can't even say that this is enforceable. It is really not an enforceable thing. One, why? Because they're saying if you buy Bitcoin and you trade it for something else. So if I take Bitcoin and I trade it for another coin. So if I trade Bitcoin for Bitcoin Cash, or if I trade Bitcoin for Ethereum, or if I trade Bitcoin for Litecoin, or if I trade Bitcoin for Monero, that transaction of converting from one coin to another coin is a taxable event. And they want you to keep track of each and every time you make a purchase. So if you're just a value position person, which this is what we've been talking about, is buying value, not just trading. So if you are a trader, that hurts you. If you are a value player, well, then you're going to buy and there's your one taxable event, and then when you sell, that's your one taxable event, right? So this is why I said we don't. And if somebody sends you cryptocurrency, that would be a taxable event. So even if you're an earner of a cryptocurrency, that would then be a taxable event when you earned it. And right now, they're not saying whether or not you can write off the fact that, hey, I took a loss on, I earned this much, but then I took a loss on this much, and then, okay, since I took my losses, can I write that loss off? No. Yes. No. So if you want to treat this like a commodity, that would kind of make sense, maybe, if I was dealing with this as a commodity, but it's not. It's a technology. At the end of the day, you can't treat this is not. I know everybody wants to call Bitcoin the digital gold, but then what's Ethereum? Ethereum's not digital gold. It is a technology, right? If I go into PayPal and I trade US dollar for euro, I'm not taxed because I changed my money from one thing to another. So if it's a currency, well, already you've messed up, right? Because if I just said Ethereum was a currency, which it's not, then you've already made a mistake in what you categorize it. So I went to the websites and I went looking for what the government dictated as a currency, right? So what is your definition of of cryptocurrency? And they don't really have a definition of it. So then how can you tax me on something by the government standards? How can the IRS then tax me on something when they don't know what it is? Because Ethereum isn't a cryptocurrency. It's a programmable technology that sits on top of a value store, like a storage of value, but has a layer of technology on top of it. So you can't say that that's taxable. That's not a taxable event. So I could say, oh, well, Ethereum's not a cryptocurrency. It's a programming language, right? So if I can say that, then I can say, oh, well, I'll buy Lisk. Lisk is a programmable language. And you can't say that's a cryptocurrency because it's not a cryptocurrency. It's a language. Just because, so you mean to say if I go get JavaScript and I have a JavaScript program that can sell an ebook that is a US, I sell it from the United States, but then it can also be like the purchase could also be made in euro, or the purchase could also be made in yen, or the purchase can be made in the yuan, or the purchase. So you mean to tell me that should be a taxable event too? Just because a programming language can make a buy from multiple currency types. Well, but that by its nature, without it being cryptographic, that is a cryptocurrency. Like PayPal is then a cryptographic currency. I log into PayPal in a secure setting. I send money from one person to another in a secure cryptographic setting, and they receive that money. So then PayPal should be held to the same standards as everything else. And if they're not, you have a problem. So you can't tax a person on that. So my rant right now, and I'm sorry that I'm ranting, but I'm not, is the fact that they don't understand it, so they can't truly tax me on that. I will still pay my taxes, but I will pay my taxes exactly the same way as how I receive money from PayPal. Until you can give me, the government, give me a full understanding that you understand every nuanced company that has a cryptographic value store tradable transaction. Meaning, if I can sell my Bitcoin to another person, or give it to another person, or receive it from another person, or wait, I'm on this other platform and I made a purchase over here to buy this other thing, but I bought a piece of software. That's a software purchase that I made. Like I bought into Ethereum to maybe make some transactions. Are we now going to say that, oh, EOS or IOTA should be paying taxes every time that a vending machine wanted to send money, or a Internet of Things thing, an Internet of Things item wanted to make a purchase, like a vending machine wanted to make a purchase, they're supposed to be paying taxes because they made a transactional trade? It makes no sense. And then what does that do to mining? Because I didn't buy Bitcoin, I didn't receive it from a person, I mined it in another place. Is that now a taxable event because I mined it? See, or if I do valid proof of stake, is that now a taxable event every time I got a proof of stake ad? See, guys, that would be trillions of transactions that no computer on the planet. We don't even have artificial intelligence that can do that yet. But you want Steve, Susie, Mike to be able to keep a ledger of every single transaction they could potentially make or receive? Get out of here. Get out of here. We're not dealing with that. So, big part of what I'm researching right now is I am drafting up something to deal with the fact that, we're going to have to do something different, guys. All right? I'm beginning the process. I'm starting to write up stuff. I want all of you to begin the process of disemboweling. Like, we're going to war, folks. I want you to look through everything and start gutting them. Let me explain what I mean by that. They did not see the internet coming. When AOL was able to purchase Time Warner, I couldn't understand it because Time Warner was Time Magazine and Warner Brothers. They were merged together to be this huge conglomerate. And here's this little software company called AOL that was able to come in and buy them because it was AOL Time Warner. Right? So how did this little company take over that huge conglomerate at one point in time? How? It's because the powers that be did not understand the technology, and since they couldn't understand it, they got disemboweled by it. And I want you to start doing your due diligence to do the same damn thing. We're going to have to get our lobbyists involved now. Now we need our lobby, because we have to understand that politicians are paid puppets. They are paid puppets, and they will do what you pay them to do. Let's not play fair. Let's not be hippies and, it's the cryptocurrency generation, and we're going to hold our coins and hodl and hodl and hodl. As they peck away our liberties with what they're doing with net neutrality, we're not dealing with this. We're not. We're not going to sit there and just continue to let imbeciles who are nothing more than pencil pushers dictate the next revolution of technology. We're not. We have artificial intelligence that's about to devour jobs. We have blockchain technology, which is about to revolutionize the global database and processing power in general. We have virtual reality and augmented reality, which are going to need some form of currency exchange for the lady that's sitting there getting her virtual dress fitting so that she can be shipped the product, right? So we have to understand what the technology is and what it's going to do with or without them, and understand what we need to do is put the people in office that understand the vision, that have an invested interest, not to bankers, not to fund managers. No, we don't care about none of that, because all of them are going to get destroyed anyway. When an artificial intelligence manages your money better than any of these idiots, and it's run by a technology company that is on the cusp of being transparent and being open, and you can be able to purchase into your currency. Do you think let's say $1 trillion company, because that would be $1 trillion company, do you think that $1 trillion company will be at the whim of some American politician? No, they'll do this. That company will do the exact same thing that most companies did to scare the United States congressmen into submitting to their will, which is, I'll move it offshore. When your citizens can just get up and leave, like, do you understand? Your citizenship will just go. It's not like everybody's tied to be here. And if I have the capital to leave, you can't really stop me. I get on a boat and go. Go on vacation to a place and just stay. So you can't stop your citizenship from exodusing out of the country. And for the first time in history, they're worried. So they're trying to stop you from being able to earn capital. They're trying to stop you so that their big bank boys can be able to get in here and try to keep you out from buying and trading these quote unquote commodities when they're not. Gold can't do a contract for me. I can't write a script on gold. So you can't say it's digital gold. You can't render a movie with silver or platinum. My house doesn't automatically validate transactions for me. So you can't say that Bitcoin or cryptocurrencies are real estate property. You can't say that it's a currency, because a currency isn't programmable. You can say it's a digital currency and that makes it programmable. Yes and no. If that's the case, the United States dollar is a digital currency, right? Where does it come from? It's inside some Fed manager's computer, and they flip a switch and print more. So that is a digital currency. They have secure networks. That means they're encrypted. That means they're a cryptocurrency. So the United States dollar is already a cryptocurrency. Then you're telling me if I wanted to buy from US to Euro, I should be taxed then, right? If you're not doing that, then you can't do that here. And if with the right lobbyists in our pockets, we'll be able to make that happen. But what is up to you to do is to take time to do your due diligence and do your homework. I will keep telling you, we are treating this like a business. And when my business is attacked, I'm fighting back. But that also means to beat the law, you've got to know the law. And that value exchange, like here's this one piece of real estate property, and here's this one piece of real estate property, and if I wanted to exchange this one for this one, it wasn't a taxable event, and that was the kind of gray area we've been sitting in, so they patched up that one gray area. Get out of here. This was never real estate. My real estate's not programmable, so how is that a loophole? It's not. So I say all of this to begin the process of getting all of you to start thinking about taxes. I will still give the government their due. I'm not saying do not pay taxes. I'm just saying until y'all can come up with a tax law that fits the asset class I'm holding, I will switch my asset classes to maintain them, which means I will not buy Bitcoin, which I'm glad I already told y'all, don't buy Bitcoin. Earn it. Find other ways to earn it. Maybe you make a taxable event by buying Bitcoin and then shuffling it to a wallet that's offshore. It's not illegal. That means my wallet is in my pocket. Or my wallet is with a company that's outside the United States. That's not illegal. My wallet can be anywhere. If I'm on Binance, my wallet's in China. Maybe I don't use certain companies anymore. And that's going to hurt those companies when people like me start leaving. Maybe I start taking my money off of exchanges that are in U.S. territories. What are you going to do? Nothing. You can't do anything. I'll just make the exchange once I transfer it out of one exchange to another. So I go to exchange someplace else outside the United States. I mean, that's what we're going to end up having to do. Because the exchange is not a bank. And what happens when it becomes completely decentralized? And the programming language behind the exchange is open source. And anybody on the planet can then create their own exchange network. What are you going to do then? Because you can't go to one place and say, well, it's this, you don't do business with this exchange because it's this country and there's sanctions against it. You can't say that because the programmers that are programming it are from everywhere, internationally. So if you are a programmer that is outside the United States, I would suggest you start looking at building us the next Napster of exchanges. We need a true open source, decentralized exchange. Period. They want war, we go to war. So, that is my initial take on this tax law. Until they prove to me that they understand what they're trying to tax, I'm not going to pay them any attention. Catch us if you can. Steemit. As you've seen, the price of Steemit's gone up. Ever since I said that Steemit, for me, has not been a cryptocurrency. It is a new publishing platform. See, here's not a cryptocurrency. It's a publishing platform that you happen to earn revenue on. That's no different than HubSpot. Not HubSpot, Hub Pages or something like that, where you can earn US dollar for writing articles. So, for me, there's already a company available in the United States that has been doing that, and this is not a cryptocurrency. Steemit is a publishing platform. It is currently a publishing platform that takes text. So we are writing. That's our big thing for 2018, to do more writing. I will be sitting down over the next few days and getting my articles together, especially about this damn tax law, to start sounding out the call for action. You know, our goal at Toxic Hustle is to make all of us more wealthy. That is my biggest goal for not just this year, but in general, why I decided to work with Toxic Hustle in general. And Toxic Hustle's mandate from the jump was to make your hustle toxic, to a stagnant system that needs to be, like when they said, oh, with Trump, drain the swamp. Nobody's draining anything. What they have to be is disemboweled. This is war. This is not politics. Anybody that gets in your way is going to get what they deserve, which is we're going to remove the people from office that do not understand where we're headed to. Trump got put into office. A CEO is now the head of the United States. We just need to put a CEO in front of this corporation called the United States that understands the technology that drives innovation in the United States. And that is not who we currently have in office. So I thank Trump for getting into office, because now we're looking for that next CEO to take office. We are not looking for politicians, we're looking for CEOs. Are you that CEO? Are you going to be the person that drives us into the next revolution of our platforms and businesses? You know, or we find a CEO in another country and we back that one up and move to that country. Which country is going to be the lead in driving technology? And then they will get all the best financiers to come there and the best programmers to go there. We're going into a programming world. So this world will be run by developers. So we need CEOs that have a development background. All right. So Toxic Hustle articles should be coming out this week. We're going to be starting the writing process in a few days, and we're going to get popping with that. East Coast Crypto Discord. Link will be in the description. Get in the Discord. The a new session of classes have started already this year. For January, I think there's another one. You can sign up for the trading classes. I'm working on my value position plays. I'm going to now have to reevaluate some of my stuff. This is why I put my Value Trader's Guide to the Galaxy on backlog for now, because of what they're trying to do with legislation. It's forcing me to reevaluate how I drive my business and how I drive my business and how I help shape the business for Toxic Hustle in 2018. So we'll be working on a few projects and getting those things in place. But join the Discord. I'll be more in the Discord starting next week. I'll be back in the Discord heavy. I've just been, like I said, I needed to unplug, and I was watching from the sidelines everything that's going on, and of course starting to make sure that we're prepared to make our shifts as business owners. All right. East Coast Crypto. He's back already. He's already been doing some videos. Make sure you subscribe to his channel. Make sure you subscribe to this one. I do not take the same position as other YouTubers out here. I'm a business owner who happens to just talk about what my business does. Right? As a entertainer, as a musician, I'm in this space because I'm looking for new ways that what I do as an artist can be leveraged differently. I'm always looking for new leverage, and and blockchain technology offers a new leverage point, a decentralized server. So, like I said, subscribe if you're looking to have a different mind state in what cryptocurrencies are. You're not going to see me talking about them like they're cash and gold, because it's not. This is why you can't tax it like that. It's not a house. It's not real estate. You can't tax it like that. This is technology. You can't tax technology. You can tax the proceeds received, the revenue received, and that just makes sense. Let's work smarter, not harder, guys. All right? I'm not changing my stance on this. Is this your mantra in 2018? It should be, if it's not already. Bitcoin is accepted here. You do not buy Bitcoin, you earn it. You do not buy Bitcoin, you earn it. And just in case you or these idiots in Congress don't understand, you don't buy Bitcoin, you earn it. All right? It is not a currency. It is a value store. It is a value store. And that value store can be taxed upon conversion of fiat, and should be. That's fine. But to add other stupidity on top of it, something that you don't even understand right now, it makes no sense. If you can't define it for me, if you as a congressman can't understand it, and you're trying to tell me how it's supposed to, if you're at the FTC or if you're at the IRS, and you can't explain to me what each one of my holdings are and why they're not cryptocurrencies, or what a cryptocurrency is, if you can't explain it to me, then you have no right to ask money from me for it until I convert it into a currency to use it in your society. That makes sense. I don't mind you knowing who I am. I don't mind you knowing what my accounts where my accounts are. I don't mind you knowing where the hell I live with my accounts, which, if you're at a bank, it's the same thing. But at the same time, the difference is this is not a bank. My wallet is in my pocket. My bank is in my pocket. It's not online. So the exchange is not my bank because they don't really hold my money anymore. Right? So, guys, earn your Bitcoin. Find other places to earn it. This year I'm gonna be working with East Coast Crypto, and we're gonna come up with some ideas and things that we need to do to help the community grow and prosper. There's a huge team. When we say East Coast Crypto, it's not just one person. It's the entire community. It's all of you that are working together so that we can deal with these things. All right. I will be in the group this week. Later on this week, like I said, I'm still in research mode. I got to finish off some articles, so I don't really have time to sit in a chat room all day. That's what the rest of the team is for. But guys, let us get our businesses right for 2018. If you wanna, I don't do New Year's resolutions. I do New Year executions. I'm executing my business process. I think about it in December and I execute in January, which is why I'm doing a video today. Execute your business. What is it? What are you doing? How are you earning? Pay the tax man and keep it pushing. But pay them their just due, not their greedy propositions of what they think they're owed. All right, so that's it for today. I'm kind of done with my rant. The next video will be executional steps of what I'm going to be doing. And if they don't like it, they can suck it from the back. I'm going to talk to y'all later. Y'all be safe. Happy New Year to all of you. Stay blessed. Peace out.